Welcome back to Casual Collectors. I'm Steel Wolf.
And Spider Kid.
And today we're going to be bringing you a review of the Spengler's Neutrino Wand replica from Hasbro's Ghostbusters Plasma series. Now today's review is a little special only because, yes, this Neutrino Wand has been released for quite some time, and we basically never got a chance to review this guy, so we're going to go ahead and do that review for you today. Now, we're also doing this in honor of the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie. Also, keep in mind, guys, if you don't know yet, Hasbro has already unveiled their new Ghostbusters Kickstarter, which is the Proton Pack. And if you back the project, just know that the Neutrino Wand, the one you see right here in front of you, is compatible with the Proton Pack. And yes, they've already reached their goal, their 7,000 backer goal.
So we picked it up at GameStop for the price of $100. So for most retail stores, it is sold out. You can also find it at Big Bad Toy Store for $124.99. So
without further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this box.
Okay, so first thing we're going to look at is the sleeve. And you can see it, the first thing you'll notice that it has that like Ghostbusters like jumpsuit kind of look to it, with the obviously Ghostbusters logo right there. We see a picture of the wand and the title for it, which is Spengler's Neutrona Wand. And we can see underneath that is Plasma Series 14 and older with the Ghostbuster logo, and it does take 3 AA batteries. And if we look at the top, we can see again the wand with 3 other ones that are shadowed. And if we look again on the top, we can see of what the wand looks like, what it does, and how to basically work it. And if we look at the bottom, it's just illegal stuff. Okay, now taking a closer look at the box again, we can see the front has this nice like metallic look, showing that it's supposed to replicate like an actual like Foot Locker. So if we look at the top, we can see that in the corner it's a Ghostbuster logo, and main thing you realize is that it has the caution tape, and on the bottom we can see the Neutrino Wand. Okay, so if we look at the back now, we can see the Ghostbuster logo. If we look at the corner, we can see the Hasbro logo, and that more rusted like hinges. Okay, so if we look at the side now, we can see another Ghostbuster logo with the tape following. Though this is the same for both sides. Okay, now if we look at the bottom, we can see more of the caution tape. And with all that said, let's open this up and bust some ghost.
So besides the Neutrino Wand that comes in the package, you also get all this stuff here. You get the booklet there basically showing you all the functions that the Neutrino Wand has, how to insert batteries, and also how to put together this Neutrino Wand stand, which is included. Here's a closer look inside the booklet on what you'll see. And like I said earlier, it basically shows you how to put the stand together. It also shows you the different light modes that the Neutrino Wand has as well. Let's go ahead and have Spider Kid put the stand together. And there you have it, our Neutrino Wand stand completed. So let's take a closer look at this guy here. And right away, they went for a kind of like a metallic kind of look to this guy, even though there is no shine to it. It's really more of a flat, brownish kind of color. And again, you guys saw the whole section where we put this thing together. This here, you can twist it, you know. This is on there pretty tight, you know. You got these little metal pieces that at least look like metal pieces here. Right here. It's not, though, it's all plastic. But right here, Spider Kid pointed out that this looks like as if it was welded onto here. So that's pretty nice. Looks pretty neat. Very nice there. That's the middle section here that holds the Neutrino Wand up. Looking nice there. Some more of that, what looks like to be weld right there. More welding over here. And you got that nice little kind of gate or grate pattern there. Here's the bottom. So nothing too crazy with this stand, but I mean it does the job and it looks nice. I just wish that they would have gave us like a little section right here with the plaque or something that had, you know, Spengler's name on it or something like that, Egon, you know, something right here to tell us that it was the Spengler wand, because they went ahead and specifically made sure that they gave us the Spengler's wand, so why not have a little, you know, nameplate or something right here. Now be advised, they did include this little part here, which I can't recall what this is for. I haven't messed with this thing in quite some time. I believe this is for the hose connector. You can switch it out so you can actually connect a hose to it, or you can swap it for another one that looks like there was no hose connected, which is probably what we're going to be able to use to connect the HasLab Proton Pack to the Neutrino Wand by using this guy right here. But I could be wrong, so let's take a further look and figure it out. Here is the Spengler's Neutrino Wand out of the package and on the stand, and let me just say, wow, this thing looks incredible. I mean, if the camera's doing it any justice, it looks amazing in person. But man, everything looks so realistic, and you could have fooled me, but from a distance, this thing looks like it's made out of sheer metals and hard plastics and wood, you know, but it's not. It's all plastic. There is a few metal pieces on it, but not the whole thing is made out of metal. It's the majority of it is plastic, but you know, there is a plus to that because it does make it lightweight and you can carry it around, but it feels so legit in your hands. First things first, we have this knob at the end here. Now this is where the connector hose is going to go here. We're going to unscrew this here, and we get our piece here that we had seen earlier, and this guy just threads in just like this, and then your connector piece for the hose would go right here. And again, with the stretch goal of the 9,000 backers for the HasLab Proton Pack, once that's reached, they're going to add the connector hose along with some metal brushed decals. Alright, let's go ahead and start off with the handle here. As you can see, they use this like a soft rubber plastic here, and it's basically a bandage that they use to kind of wrap around the wand. Now, I don't know if this is part of the storyline of the new Afterlife movie, or if this is just something that Egon decided to put on just for sheer comfort, or to make it his own, because this is the Spengler Neutrino Wand. Next thing, moving further down here, you can see this green hose, and that is an actual rubber plastic hose that's actually connected to a real metallic nut. Now over here you can see that there is this decal here that says slow blow. So it's not painted, it's a sticker. And this little thing right here, that's a little LED light that will light up once you power this thing on. Now this black part here, this is all plastic. It's not metal, but it's a, you know, hard, sturdy plastic. Moving on to the side here, you can see all this like weathered plastic here. It looks metallic, but it got that weathered kind of detail to it, as if it's been bumped and scraped. It looks really good. On this side, we can see where the hose connects to the side and bottom here, and is also connected to a real metallic nut. They made this piece here look like it's a cap, but this doesn't go anywhere or twist or turn or open. Further down the line here on the side, we have these other little details. Nothing too crazy, but they have more of that weathered, scraped look. Also all on the side here that runs down that way. You can see all of that. This is actually covering the speaker box here. This is where the sounds would be coming out from. So they did a nice job of hiding this, because you can barely see it, and that looks really nice. There's not much on this side here. Pretty plain there, but you do have more of that weathered look. Continuing further down, we have this rubbery plastic piece too that looks like a hose, but honestly it looks more like it's just electrical tape. It connects to the back of this wooden handle here. Now again, this looks like wood, but it's not. It's just plastic, but they did a hell of a good job to make it look like it's wood.
To be honest, I wish it was actually wood.
Continuing further down here, we have this little orange thing here that actually can twist. Now continuing on the side towards the front of the wand here, you can see this is where the beam would come out of. Looks like it's painted black there. We got this nice chrome metallic paint goes around here. We got some more of those weld marks right there, which looks nice. And again, this is all plastic. Continuing on to this side now, we have this little piece here that sticks out. And again, more of that weld right there. Then we got this other cool thing right here. It's supposed to mimic a bronze piece, but it's plastic. But it looks good. It looks really good.
It looks kind of rusted if you ask me.
Yeah, it got that weathered look to it, you know. You actually got a real metal bolt here. And then you got this plastic rubber hose right here. And this connects to the bottom right there. And it runs, as you can see, all the way to this other one. Now the cool thing is that this one, they didn't tighten it all the way. It's meant to swivel like this. And they did that on purpose. That way it doesn't, you know, restrict the movement of when the wand itself right here opens up. Because there is a lever that you pull so that this part can open up, revealing the beam as it lights up, which we will demonstrate later. Continuing down the barrel here, I'm not sure if it comes out on camera. Could barely tell here, but there's all these weathered scratches here. And no, that's not the way that ours came. We didn't damage it. That's just added there for detail.
I like how it added scratches because it makes it more movie realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that always looks good. It definitely gives you the sense that this has been sitting on a shelf for a long time, or that it's been beaten up over the years from a lot of use. We have more of this scraping right here on the side. We got some more of it over here. We got this little clear button, but this does light up. Now going back on this side, got this diagram of electrical here. At least that's what I think it is, but it's painted. More of the scratched, weathered look right here. These knobs right here, these don't really move or anything. They're solid plastic. And we got this cool weathered danger sign right here. That looks cool. And this is definitely a sticker.
One of the things I like about the sticker is that it looks like it's been peeled off and like damaged and scratched.
Yeah, no, they definitely did a good job throughout making this thing look like it was beat up. So continuing on, let's go to the front on the top here. So we have this button here, and this is actually metallic, and you can feel all these grooves here. And then we have this other piece here on the top that says Clippard, Cincinnati, Ohio. And then on the top there, it says Clippard Instrument Laboratory. And then it kind of fades out. I can't really make out the rest. And this front knob here, this guy here is plastic. It's painted to look metallic, but it's plastic. And you got these bolts right here, and these are metal bolts. Continuing further on the top, we have, again, this orange colored knob here, just like how we did in the front. And we have what looks like another LED light that lights up. I know for a fact that these light up as well. Now we also have this little red indicator triangle here that's painted on, pointing to this knob up here. And this knob has a metal bolt right here on the top. And this knob actually does turn. Now, if I remember correctly, this knob here, when you turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, it will increase or decrease the intensity of the beam. And it is metallic too, by the way. You also got some more of that cool weld detail right here. And now, moving back to the side here, we have this whole panel right here. And if I can turn this without smacking the camera again, you can see that there's these two bolts down here, but these are just plastic. I think they could have at least painted those maybe a silver gray, metallic gray, and that would have been cool. But then you have a screw right here, and you have this cool lever. This is what you pull so that you can expose the front back to the top of the handle. We have all this cool scratches and weathering here, which just looks fantastic. And then you have some more of the weld right here. So this guy is definitely not your sleek, pretty technology. This is gritty, it's dirty. You can definitely tell somebody put this together in their basement, but it looks cool. Now over here, we have more of the buttons that you're going to actually use. This one here says Intensify, and this is Activate. Now let's move this guy over to this side here. And as we can see, we have another little switch here. And by the way, these switches, these are metallic. And they click just fine too. It's got that satisfactory click to it. So this one over here as well. That one's also metallic and has the same click. This bottom one is the same thing. Metallic and has the click. Now, there is a certain way to power this guy on, which I love. And we'll demonstrate all that once we get the batteries in. But it's such a cool little Easter egg there and attention to detail. Definitely makes you feel like you're holding a real Neutrino wand. This little indicator here, this also lights up and it will increase or decrease. Let's go ahead and flip it over to the bottom. Now, first thing we have is this hook that's right here. And then we have this metal plate. Now, in the beginning, back when we first got this, we weren't too sure what it was for. There was no mention that Hasbro was going to release a proton pack, but we kind of all guessed it just because of this and this plate here. This would be what you would use to hook onto the proton pack so it rests on the proton pack. So this would hook in place so it doesn't move, and this would be a groove that follows through. So it sits nice and snug there, and then you can obviously pull it out. So that's what we assumed it was, and we further got a confirmation that that's exactly what it's for with the new proton pack from the HasLab project. Alright, and then one last thing before we move on here. I just wanted to demonstrate how this part opens up here to reveal the beam. Now, there's no batteries in here yet, but again, here's that lever. I'm going to go ahead and pull on this guy, and you're going to see that the front just opens up. There we go. Alright, well, enough of me prattling on about all the details, and let's go ahead and demonstrate how to get the batteries in here.
Okay, so starting off with batteries, you're going to need at least 3 AA batteries. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is unscrew this. And then you want to lift the wand up, turn it like this. We're going to put all 3 of our AA batteries in here, and just put them on like this.
Like this.
So you actually do want to be very careful because this can pop in your face anytime, so just make sure to hold it down when you're putting these in. Wait for it to click. Like that. Okay, so once you get all your batteries in, you just want to feed it through here. And remember, specifically, this has to be on the outside. If you try to put it like this, it won't work. So have it make sure you have 2 holes going in here. And then all you're going to do from there is just screw it back in. Okay, so the battery's in. Let's power this on. Okay, so the first thing is that you want to turn this on. And then this top button. And then finally, this final switch. That'll get the lights on and vibrating. And when you want to turn the top, just hold this, or just pull this down. And when you're ready to bust them ghosts, just press this here. And that's how you power it on.
Alright, with the lights dimmed, let's go ahead and get some close-up sounds of all the different modes that the wand has.
And as a little side note is that if you want to make your blast more powerful, you can just turn the little knob right there. And when you know it's working, is that if you feel the wand itself vibrating a little more.
So if you notice at the end there, it's got a mode where if you hold down the intensity too long, it'll actually overheat.
And that's actually a reference to the Ghostbuster game that came out. Because in that game, when you use the wand too much, it would overheat and make that same exact sound.
Which brings us to the next mode. So let's go ahead and try out the other features that the wand has, which are the different modes that you get in the actual game.
Okay, so now about the modes. There are at least about 4 different modes, and the way to activate them is by turning the wand on. And you're going to want to press this little button right here. And you heard that right, folks. It's slime. And a little side note, this is also from the Ghostbuster game.
This is the stasis stream. And this is the collider, accelerator, or I think it was penetrator. Now, they don't do anything different when they overheat. Those modes are going to overheat just like the original mode does. So I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a rating of legendary. And again, mainly because of the accuracy of the actual prop. It looks legit, looks realistic, has many cool modes. It definitely has some kind of personalized touches. I definitely like all the cool mixture of metal, plastic, and tubing. It makes it look insanely cool. I really did like that they even went the extra mile and incorporated modes from the video game, because that just further proves that the game is canon to the story. And as you can see, this guy fits in perfectly with the Jada Toys Ghost Trap and PKE meter. So it's a definitely must-have for your Ghostbuster collection or Ghostbuster cosplay.
So I'll give this a rating of
Epic.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really cool. I like the details. I like how more realistic it has some pieces of metal. But I feel like they should give us more like a wooden handle instead of it being plastic. And I just wish that all the things that were customized would give you an option to be removed. So you can have one from Afterlife and from the original Ghostbusters.
I also like the way that they allowed you to increase or decrease the intensity with the knob on top. Definitely kind of gave the wand that feel like it's, going into overload, or you're going to throw out a really powerful stream. I thought that was really cool. The rumble feature definitely adds to it and definitely makes it feel even cooler.
And I would also like to see like the base change, like Egon's name on the display case, because this is clearly his wand, so I feel a little more known that it's his specific wand.
No, I completely agree with that. They're going to go so far as to call this wand the Spengler wand.
Basically, name it that.
Yeah, package it, name it, and they're not going to give us anything on the actual display itself that indicates that it's Egon's. Like Spider Kid said, they could have added a little nameplate right there on the base, just that says Spengler. Now, would I like Hasbro to make a ghost trap? Heck yeah. Let's see Hasbro make a ghost trap and let's see how they do it. I'd like to see them make a PKE meter as well. Because all they've given us so far is this wand, aside from the Proton Pack, but that's a HasLab project. Not everybody's going to have the $400 to back the project, not to mention that December 12th, I believe, is the last official date to back the project. After that, you're not going to be able to buy that Proton Pack unless you buy it from somebody else that bought extras, and they're going to sell it to you for an arm and a leg, I'll tell you that. And I mean, we're going to have a bunch of new gadgets and gizmos for the new movie. I mean, they've already kind of given us little sneak peeks at that, like, for example, the Ghost Trap RC. I mean, come on, give us that, Hasbro. Make it a real RC. Let us be able to open the doors, have the headlights working. That'd be cool. Lights, sounds, let that happen. Give us a PKE meter. I mean, they already hinted that there's a PKE meter in the movie, and it looks like it has an additional mode to actually shock ghosts, I guess. Kind of like a taser gun. At least that's the impression that I got. And they could give us the ecto goggles, the ones that Ray wore, give us those. Now, I know that Spirit of Halloween, they made a bunch of these props, and that included the goggles. And we haven't reviewed those yet, which we do have, and we're going to hopefully put those up pretty soon here. You know, those look good, but they don't have too many features, you know? And I feel that if Hasbro did it, they can add, you know, more additional things to it, like maybe add the whole camera feature. But I mean, come on, Hasbro, give us a whole line of Ghostbuster replica equipment, because I know many people want it. And that's going to do it for our review on the Hasbro's Ghostbuster Plasma Series, Egon Spengler's Neutrino Wand. Continue collecting, and remember, stay casual.